holiday week. It is December 27th, 2023. We are coming to the end of the year. Some people have asked me about New Year's resolutions, and I don't really make resolutions. I do set intentions, but not usually beginning of the year. I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea anytime. That at any moment is the start of a new year. Any moment is a start of a new whatever. We're blessed with the present moment. As Robert Saltzman, the author of 10,000 Things, and Depending on No Thing, has said that each moment is a once upon. So that means, and this pretty much aligns with the Buddhist concept of rebirth, that everything is a continuous rebirth into a version of what it's always been. Everything is continuously rebirthed into, or a new becoming, constantly, continuously. So why wait? Except there is energy at the start of the newest year. I really think we should have made New Year's on the solstice. From one winter solstice to the next winter solstice being the course of a year, which of course it is, as it's 365 days, but officially, because there is a great holiness to that day, and there's great energy to new beginnings, to rebirths. So we take that energy and we work with it through the year, and it's renewed. We have quarterly and a biannual renewal. So we start with that intention, we start with the holiness of that moment, and we tell the universe, we tell our deepest self, we tell our souls, we tell the Atman what it is we want. What do we want to do? Accomplish. Some of those words have less meaning for me now than they used to. Not completely so. Anyway, so we enter that intention. And what we do is we follow the coincidences. We follow the synchronicity. We allow the universe to speak. We detach from the outcome. Who knows what's going to happen, and who knows what our view of success is going to be like in a matter of months, in a matter of a year. So we sort of let go of how it's going to take place, how it's going to take shape. We enter the intention, we work with the coincidences, and we see what unfolds. And we stay loose, we stay flexible. We hold it all easily in our grasp. And then we check in with ourselves. The equinox. We got the spring equinox in just a couple months. Not even, well, I guess a couple. Man, I love springtime. I love that, the coming of the green. I always write about it. I call it the greenening. The world just turns that vibrant green along with other colors. And everything is just highlighting itself. So there's great energy in the equinox. So we work from solstice to equinox, and then we have that year, and we see what has taken shape. But it needs to start with that intent, which reminds me of one of my favorite quotes of Emerson's, that the ancestor of every action is a thought. So what do you want to create for the new year? Begin with a thought. You want to increase your fitness? You want to get stronger? Do you want more prosperity? Another thing to do, start giving away that which you want to receive, that which you would like to receive, which seems paradoxical, seems impossible in some cases. Say I want to be prosperous. Well, then how do I give away when I don't have? For one, you can't think in terms of lack. A while back, actually in conversation with Destiny Forever Walks PhD, I quoted Thomas Troward, who was a English mystic, maybe 100 years ago or so. um, who quoted that the laws of flotation weren't discovered upon studying that which sinks. Meaning you can't study sinking to learn about flotation. You just discover new ways of sinking. I don't know how scientific that statement is, but I love it anyway. So, in other words, when you set your intent, don't think of all the things that you don't want and what to give away. If you don't think you have the prosperity to give away compliments, give away time, give away suggestions, give away a smile, give away friendliness, give away love, give away forgiveness, give away empathy. All these qualities you possess in abundance, and you can easily give them away. Give away your positivity, a gift to everyone you meet. Everyone you meet, exchange a gift. I try to do that when I talk to people who show up here. My friends, even people I don't know, even the trolls, I try to give away a gift. Friendliness, good humor, a smile, kind word, all the things that I possess. I'll tell you an intent that I want. Most of all, you should probably keep them a little bit to yourself. But I do believe, because negativity, and you'll always get negativity when you try to build something, it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't help you get where you want to be. However, when you're in a community, there can be a lot of help in the community coming together to help. So it's sort of a catch-22. Our friend, Destiny Forever Walks PhD is here. Hello and happy Wednesday, Eric. I am watching and listening. Thank you. I just mentioned you a few moments ago, actually. I'm sort of talking about manifesting our desires for the new year, and how, in my opinion, I always like thinking of the new year starting on the solstice because of that holy energy of that day. And then you carry that energy forward to the equinox, spring equinox, where you check in, you review, how am I going? What do I need to change? And then you work again until the summer solstice. And you gather that energy, you recommit, and you work to the fall equinox, when you check in again, how close am I to the realization of these things? And then you have the solstice, where you renew your energy and you dive back in. Creation, evolution. I like thinking of it as evolution, that we're not becoming something better than we already are. We are simply evolving. We're the pinpoints of awareness within a self-aware universe. And our role is to evolve to bring greater awareness, greater joy, greater laughter, greater love, greater forgiveness, greater everything to the universe. And the universe continuously evolves, expands, gets larger. So, I was saying, one of the things that, hey, our friend Paul from Oregon is here. Hey, Paul. One of the things that I have decided, my intention that I would like to achieve in the upcoming year, not a resolution, but an intention, is to grow my channel. Be as creative as I am capable of being, sharing it fearlessly. When I see the people I so much admire on YouTube, on their YouTube channels, with Destiny being a perfect example, she shares her joy fearlessly. Watch Paul from Oregon's channel. He shares himself fearlessly. Through it all. Through the good times of pumping out 250 6 counts, to the not so good time when his shoulders hurt. Shares it all fearlessly, puts it out there. Creative. So, you guys have been a, Paul says in mime. That's part of the creativity and part of the fearlessness. For whatever reason, and you don't need to share it, you have decided it is in your best creative interest to express yourself silently. And it's actually really beautiful to watch. It brings a mindfulness to the activity. It's sort of like doing away with distractions. Here's somebody putting their head down and working. And then I have the complete opposite. Here's somebody blabbing away. Not so much blabbing any longer because I'm breathing through my nose. If I open my mouth, I'm going to take a big old gasp of air. Destiny says, that sounds like a well thought out plan, Eric. You can make that work for a lot of people by sharing your thoughts, ideas, and plans. Thank you. As I was saying, some of the things you do to help you along the path, along the way, is the creative power, as we were talking with Paul, the creative power of silence. Spend time every day in silence. It could be meditation, it could be watching the breath, it could be Tai Chi, it could be Qigong, it could be yoga. Spend time in nature every day. Spend time doing something creative and being grateful for what you have. And there's always something to be grateful for. If you can take a single breath unaided, you're better than some people. You're better off than some people. Be grateful for everything you have. And when you note things in gratefulness, the things that you have to be grateful for expand. As well as what I was mentioning, give things away. Give a gift to everyone that you encounter in some way. It doesn't have to be anything big. Sometimes a smile is a huge gift for someone. Holding a door for someone, a compliment for someone, just silently sending energy for someone. Being empathetic and compassionate. Huge gifts. And you're giving stuff away. Tithing. When you give stuff away, you become spacious. And that spaciousness means that you can hold more. You're holding more universal goodness. It expands. Paul says you put serious work in your musings. Some days more so than others. Not so much work or even effort. Some days I feel like I have a whole lot coming out of me. That didn't sound right. And other days it doesn't flow. So it's hit or miss. I'm always happy when it flows, but you know what? You can't not show up. And then you wonder what could have been. So you show up, you stumble over some words, doesn't flow, but you have a good time anyway. You put the work in, you put the words out. Good stuff. And then sometimes that magic happens, and that's what it's all about. It's the same with writing. I write every day, and some days magic happens, other days it's words on a page, which is good enough for me. Destiny says, likewise, Eric, you gave the same and so much more. We all are learning from each other as we help each other to grow. I agree. And I always heal from something when I spend time in nature. I do as well. Or I could liken it as a continuous healing. Almost like saving up if I need to heal sometime in the future. One of the things I need that I'm becoming aware of are, as I'm talking, the hand gestures that I make that no one sees off camera. So I'm pointing over here that I'm healing for something that might happen in the future. So there's a hand gesture going on over here. Destiny says, this is so true. And Paul from Oregon, Destiny says, that's so true, Paul from Oregon. Eric's work is very serious. Thank you. And Paul says, ain't that life? It is. You take what happens. You don't even have to make the best of it. Just accept. And when you accept, you're not blocking the flow. And when you're not blocking the flow, life continues. And that means more good stuff, sometimes more bad stuff. But you know what? It's still life. You're still alive. You're still drawing breath. You still have that pure potentiality for anything to happen. Even miracles. It's the funny thing with miracles. If one ever happened, if you believe that there was one case of spontaneous remission from cancer, if you believe that Moses parted the Red Sea, if you believe that Jesus turned water into wine, he wasn't the first, then miracles are still in the books. They didn't do it and check it off a list and say, well, this never has to be done again. And miracles can be as small as a single act of forgiveness, which is sometimes, I say small, but sometimes it's huge. It seems like a small miracle, but for someone who has been stuck in that grip of unable to forgive someone or unable to receive forgiveness, it is life-altering. There's another gift to give someone. Who can you forgive that you've held some kind of grievance, some kind of a grudge? Who can you help forgive, be it you or someone else? Always a gift, and the more you give, the more you receive. Law of compensation. My cat heard compensation and came in looking for her compensation. So I'd like to grow my channel. To be honest, I have no idea how to do it. How do you go? How did I get 300 and whatever viewers? How did a upper middle-aged, half-naked guy babbling nonsense get 300 people? I know Hybrid Jim says some of them probably bots, which is fine because they count in the big picture of things. How did even 2 people stumble upon my channel and say, hey, that's something to watch? But how do you take the channel from 300 and something to 1,000 to monetize? I enjoy doing the shorts because it gives me the opportunity to read from countless years, 20-some years of things I've been putting on my blog. And I just dive in and put it out there. Destiny says, yes, a miracle can be huge or small, like waking up every morning. Just existing is a miracle. You know what? I'm glad you said that. It truly, truly is. And I write about that and talk about that quite a lot. For one, by all rights, we shouldn't exist. The odds of it even happening are astronomical. And there's a mathematical formula, and I don't remember the physicist who did it, calculating the odds of the universe's existence, let alone ours, is literally astronomical. And yet, here we are. That the Big Bang happened, that the universe expanded in just the right conditions. If the sun had been just a little bit closer, we would have burned. Farther away, we couldn't survive. If the elements hadn't been created in just the right way, if one single-celled creature hadn't crawled from the ocean's floor and experimented with air before crawling back in and had not gotten swallowed by something else, where would we be? Who would we be? We can trace that miracle of existence to infinity. And infinity has no direction. It goes everywhere. The fact that we'll exist probably tomorrow is absolutely amazing. Unless we're a Boltzmann brain. Boltzmann was a mathematician, philosopher, I might have gotten that wrong, who calculated that we are figments of imagination within a singular brain, maybe his, Boltzmann. Um, David Chalmers wrote a book on virtual reality just, I think, last year, which is very similar to what Boltzmann was saying. But you know what? Even if we are within, even if we're Boltzmann brain dreaming a universe into existence, which is very similar to the Vedic concept of the world being an illusion, even that's a miracle. Because look at the life and the universe that we built within our imagination. Paul says consistency. I'm trying. Destiny says you can do it, Eric. To grow your channel, it takes putting yourself out there more and getting actively with your viewers. Get people to play your playlists or videos or watch hours. Do 15-second shorts. 15-second shorts have been hard for me. When I do that, when I read from my writing, I need to look for maybe key sentences and see what I can do. Maybe I'm trying to do 2 to 3 shorts a day. So maybe I'll try to do 2 to 3 shorts and at least one being 15 seconds. I pride myself on the brevity of my writing, and yet here I am trying to fit the confines into 60 seconds, 15 seconds. That should be relatively easy for me. Let's see. Paul from Oregon, or Destiny says Paul from Oregon, consistency is the key. And Paul says the holographic universe. Holographic universe, it's sort of a reflection of Indra's web. That it is, in Indra's web, he had jewels, and each jewel reflected into infinity each other, the creation of the universe. And that's similar to the holographic universe, which is different than the Boltzmann brain or the virtual reality. Virtual reality would be more along the lines of the Matrix, that we are living in an illusory world, which again is very Vedic in its concept. And in a way, we do live in a very illusory world when we think of things being immaterial by their very nature and yet appearing as material. Does it get more illusory than that? Especially, I remind myself, whenever I stub my toe on my desk, whenever I trip over a illusory cat that is always underneath my feet. In my years of ultra running on the trails, I was famous for 2 things: tripping every single race. Well, famous for 3 things in the ultra running community: tripping, getting lost. I once got lost on a 1.125 mile loop trail in a 24-hour race that I had already been going over and over and over again for 15 hours. And somehow I took a wrong section of the loop and ended up slightly lost, adding miles to my list that didn't count, because it only counts each loop that you get in. And also showing up for races minutes before the countdown and looking for a bathroom before the race starts. Those are my claim to fame as an ultra runner. Not really as impressive as others, one of whom being Richard Runs Trails, who has built a phenomenal channel in his time. He knows how to do it. He does such professional, as does Destiny. So many people. I admire, for different reasons, the technical expertise that they bring to putting their stuff out there, or the creative content that they do, the effort and the work that they do. Amazing. I am very low tech, and I don't even understand the low tech that I have. But As Paul says, consistency. And if there's one thing I've been gifted with, is consistency, enthusiasm. I show up every morning enthusiastic for the day. Almost everything I do enthusiastically. Low-key enthusiasm. Not everyone sees me as this, overly enthusiastic person. But, as Mocha might say, if you know how to look, you'd see it. I even go to bed enthusiastically, meaning I have prepared for my early morning walks, getting that first sunlight to the eyes, which actually prepares me for sleep later that night. And I think, man, I got a nice warm bed, comfortable. I get to fall asleep easily, naturally, because of the work that I put in through the day. And then I get to wake up and do the whole thing over again. I get to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I get to meditate. I get to do breath work. I get to do yoga. I get to write. I get to drink my 1 cup of coffee. I get to walk. I get to do burpees. I get to walk again later in the day with Mocha and Misty. Do a little bit of running. Do some more yoga. Come here and talk to my friends on YouTube. Can you not be enthusiastic for your life? Even if you're doing things that you don't particularly find joyful or happy, you are able to pay your bills, you're able to care for your family, you are able to take some time, hopefully, to enjoy just being, vacations, sitting at home. If you enjoy just sitting at home after work and drinking a beer and watching TV, for one, hey, you earned that luxury. Be grateful for that. Some people don't have a TV, some people don't have a couch, some people don't have a job. There's always something to be grateful for. So, one of my intentions is not having super long live talks. I've mentioned that before because one, I end up just repeating myself, and two, I think there's a low what's the word I'm looking for? People just, there's no reason to watch over 30 minutes on anything that I say. We live in a sitcom society where 30 minutes is just about the length of our attention span. And that's when it's something good, something enjoyable, something clever. So, all right, guys, we're going to call it a day. Paul, I hope your shoulder is continuously healing. I watched your knife flow earlier, and as well as your burpees, as well as the rocking chairs, and it looks like you're moving well, which I'm happy to see, and I hope that just continues and continues. It seems that you've, as well, have made sort of a paradigm shift in your training, which is probably going to keep taking shape through the year as you start feeling better, where you want to go, what you want to do. That's basically what I'm doing. I am most definitely not going to be chasing numbers for a long time. I'm enjoying the nasal breathing, bringing that mindful quality to my workouts. And, it does add a certain intensity to it as well. It's like, it's likened when you're just nasal breathing, training at altitude, which is not easy, and it should have benefits for when I decide to do a non-nasal breathing session. We'll see. It'll be a nice experiment. Destiny says enthusiasm and consistency mixed will blow up your channel. I hope so. Paul says thank you, Eric. Destiny said up-smelled word got past me. That's okay. I made it out. Yeah, actually, again, just to close on the note that here's what I found with my back hurting. that I had to make that paradigm shift, different way of training, and a different way of doing my yoga, which was difficult for me because I'm in a routine that I've been doing for ages. I haven't missed doing sun salutations in decades. I did do them today though, when we'll see how my back feels. So I made that paradigm shift training and with yoga. Instead of thinking this will be compensation for what I can't do, or at least I can do this, I try to make that paradigm shift, and I get to do this. I get to train this way now. I get to make this big shift. I get to spend more time on the floor, getting more time under tension, maybe getting stronger, maybe even putting on a little muscle. I get to explore new poses that don't hurt in my yoga practice. I get to do all kinds of new things. Bring that sense of enthusiasm to that, not the lack of what I can't do. And it seems to make a difference, I hope. Paul says, thank you, Eric. You're welcome. And Destiny says, thanks for the discussion and thoughts. Thank you. I got new ideas by listening to you. I appreciate hearing that. And Destiny is thanking Paul from Oregon. Enjoyed your conversation. Always enjoy my time with both of you. Very much appreciated. And I always come away feeling inspired. And definitely, you guys have got me thinking of new things with my channel, getting it out there. I'm going to explore those 15-second shorts and see how they go. So I appreciate you guys helping. I would not have this, before you go, Paul, I've mentioned this before, and this will be my closing. I would not have this channel without Paul from Oregon. That's a big thing. My undying appreciation for the gift that you gave me, the encouragement of, hey, just put it out there, you and Nick. And as Nick said, put one video out there just for the people that you've supported, just to show them, you know, hey, I do it too. And then you never have to put another one out. And then Paul kept encouraging me. So, you guys are to blame. And thank you. You deserve the blame and the thanks. Very much appreciated. So, guys, I will see you tomorrow for some burpees in the morning and some talk in the afternoon. Destiny says, I am here to help you, Eric. And you have been a huge help. Just a huge help in everything you do, as well as all the inspiration. And I mentioned it over and over again. I can't help but watch your video and come away full of joy, fully inspired. You know, your theme song, your theme, your logo, this is how you do it. It stays with me. This is how to do it. And I'm going to take those words and run with them. This is how I'm going to do it. Thank you to Destiny. Thank you to Paul. All right, guys. I will see you. I'll see you in the morning for some burpees. Have a good day. Enjoy. If you're off for the week, some people are. Enjoy your time off. Enjoy your downtime. Paul says, internally honored and glad I persisted. I am too, my friend. Thank you.